Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor to be here with all of you today. Like they said, my name is Jackie Spicer. I'm the UNLV campus organizer for the Bernie Sanders campaign. I was born and raised here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am a UNLV Rebel class of 2018. Go Rebels! I just wanted to say that, again, it is an honor to be here with people who share our values and share our beliefs that healthcare is a human right, that all people should be able to pursue a college education, that our planet needs an ambitious Green New Deal to transition to 100% renewable energy, that people deserve a living wage so they don't have to work 2 to 3 jobs just to pay rent and make a living in this country anymore. It's an honor to be here with all of you who share the belief that we shouldn't criminalize our brothers and sisters who look different than us or who come from other countries or who hold different beliefs than us. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with those of you who agree that workers deserve the right to unionize. And finally, it's an honor to be here with all of you who hold the belief that our government should work for the people and not for corporations and special interests anymore. And I want to say that now is our last chance to win Nevada, okay? So if you haven't voted yet, after this rally, please go to the Student Union, room 205. It's on the 2nd floor. Please get in line to vote and don't leave. Please bring a friend with you, bring a stranger, make a new friend. Bring them with you. We're all going to vote after this. It's really important, okay? And then after you vote, I need you to call your friends and family and find out if they voted, and if they haven't voted, I need you to tell them about Bernie, about our message, and about what we believe in and what we're fighting for. If they don't go vote today, their last chance to vote is at the caucus, and they have to go to their assigned location. Please help them find their caucus location. It's super easy. If you go to berniesanders.com/Nevada, you just enter their address and you can help your friends and family find a place to go vote. And thank you. And I also want to mention that there are still so many people in our city, right here in Las Vegas, who don't know about Bernie's message. They don't know what we're fighting for either. And so if you can, please, in these last few days, go volunteer at your local field office. It's not too late to make phone calls for Bernie. It's not too late to knock doors. I went out last night just down the street and I went to knock doors and I met 2 people who did not know what Bernie was fighting for, and they came out to vote today, okay? It makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. We need everyone to get involved. It's gonna take all of us. Bernie cannot do it alone. I can't do it alone. It's not me. It's us. It's all of us. Not me. 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 Us. Thank you. Woo.
Give it up for Mario Arias.
Holy shit. It's a lot to take this all in. Ever since President Trump's inauguration, you kind of wake up every morning and you lose a little bit of hope with every single tweet that he sends out, every sexist, homophobic, you name it. And seeing this crowd, seeing all the people that are standing around, it gives me hope. It's amazing. It gives me energy to keep fighting. And I'm thankful for all of you, especially those of you that waited a long time. I've been here for the past 2 hours, and I saw that long line of people. Thank you for all the energy that you guys give every single day, for all your volunteer time. I'm Mario Arias. I'm the president of the UNLV Democrats. Thank you. We've been working to get Bernie here at UNLV since September, so this has been a long time working. And we're really thankful to the Sanders campaign for making UNLV his priority. We are the most diverse campus in the country, and the fact that he made us our top priority is just amazing, and we thank him for it. We want to thank the UNLV staff our police officers, all the volunteers working at this event, and all the volunteers working in that early vote site over there for making all this possible. And the only favor that I'm asking from all of you, I'm not going to ask for your financial support because someone else is going to ask you for that. I'm going to ask you to please go vote. Go vote today. Go vote in Student Union 205 on the second floor, which is what everyone here is going to tell you to do. But please go vote. And also remember, go vote in November. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this event.
Welcome to the stage, Emily Musio.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being out here with us today. My name is Emily, and I'm a student here at UNLV. My family and I immigrated when I was 3 years old to Las Vegas. Thank you. It's a very hard decision to make, to leave your family, your country, and everything you know behind. But people make that decision all the time to provide themselves and their loved ones with a better life. As my family has personally experienced, the process to become a citizen is long and difficult, but we were lucky. My parents were able to provide my sisters and me with a better life here than we had back home. But that is not the reality for many other families that immigrate here or communities who have lived here for generations. Millions of Americans struggle because of a system which is designed to benefit the top 1% while leaving working families behind. Bernie believes that we must fight for working people and stand together with immigrants against the racist and xenophobic Trump administration. More importantly, he understands that our struggle extends far beyond one president. The system is not broken, it was built this way. And that's why we need to fundamentally reform the system and the laws surrounding immigration and the criminal justice system. That's why Bernie would fight to reinstate and expand DACA, break up ICE, and dismantle the cruel and inhumane deportation programs and detention centers. Bernie Sanders will not only make it safe for us to live in America, he will create a society that allows us to flourish. Immigrant communities have the same concerns as everyone else. After graduating, many of us will grapple with the weight of student loans and an economy that privileges shareholders over the security of American workers. Debt has inhibited an entire generation from investing in our future. We need an economy that works for us. Bernie Sanders has united working people across all ages, races, ethnicities, and genders. He has built and sustained a mass movement of people around the country fighting for themselves and for each other, like all of you out here today. Now is not the time just to speak truth to power. It's the time to engage with the powerless and organize together, fight together, listen, and create the just future we not only want, but need. That is what Bernie believes. And that's why we as students are going to show up to the polls here in Nevada and across the nation, and we will elect him as our next president. Thank you. Thank you.
What's up, Nevada? My name is Cori Bush. I am an activist. I'm a Ferguson activist, actually. I'm also a politician, so I'm running for office, but that's not the issue. But let me tell you why I brought that up. I brought it up because I'm standing here because someone took the time out to say that this little black girl with no name, no money, and no title is worth my time. His name is Senator Bernie Sanders. I'm standing here because people say that the Midwest and the South and all of these places, like we don't have progressives and we don't care. But let me say, the work that you all are doing now here in Nevada and the work that you've been doing is going to affect Missouri. It's going to affect all across the country. It's affecting the world. So this is the thing. Senator Sanders talks about fighting for someone that you don't know. That's important. It's important to me because Had somebody not fought for someone they didn't know, Corey wouldn't even be here right now. That day, let me say this, that day, there was a day I was hanging out of a car and someone was trying to take my life. I'm going down the road at 80 miles per hour and someone was trying to throw me out of a car. And I kept crying out, hey, somebody stop, somebody look at me, somebody help. And nobody would help. Nobody would help. And then finally, later on, somebody did help, and I'm still here. They messed up letting me live. I was unemployed at one time. I was hungry, couldn't figure out how I would make my next meal. If you don't know that kind of pain when your stomach is hurting so bad and you don't know where your next meal is coming from, not just today, but next week, that does something to your head. It does something to your mind. But I tell you what, somebody stepped in and said, Corey, here's some food. Working as a Ferguson activist, being on the ground, seeing all of these people standing up for justice, fighting for black lives when they didn't have to because, look, folks weren't oppressed that same way. We had white folks coming out and grabbing batons from police saying, no, you're not going to hit this black boy. We had our Latinx community standing up for us. Our Latinx community stood up. Even though they were risking deportation because they said, I got to stand for somebody that's not me, that's not oppressed the way that I am. That's why we have to support Senator Sanders. That's why we have to stand up. And let me say this. Folks are trying to come at us because they're saying we're being too rough. They say we're being too mean. Let me say, let this be a reminder. This right here is the candidate vetting process. So we need to make sure that we put out the word on these bogus things that are being said about our candidate, but also let's highlight the crap that we don't want for our communities, because if we don't, when we're pity-patting that thing, when we're playing the sweet role, 68,000 people can die not having health care. People die every single day while we're trying to pit-pat that thing, so we're not doing that. I tell you what, you go on social media and you speak up Senator Sanders. You go on and you show them what these other candidates aren't about and how their policies will hurt our communities. That's what we're going to do. There was a day when each and every one of us had an issue. Everybody's had that moment where you were knocked down, but look, you got up. You got up. You got up. So help somebody else. That's what Senator Sanders is standing for. Look, we got that fire to change the whole world. We got that fire. So use your mighty light. We used to sing a song of this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Now, this mighty light we got, this mighty light, we're going to let it shine. You are valued. Come on, you got a few more hours to get out and early vote. Knock these doors. Remember, every time you knock a door, you're saving a life. It's our time to change the world. Keep that fire. Go out, change the world, and let's support Senator Sanders. And now bring into the stage my sister from the movie Knock Down the House, my sister who is the Nevada co-chair for the Senator Sanders campaign here, Amy Villela.
Hello. Good afternoon, UNLV. Who out here is feeling the burn? So am I. Like, my name is Amy Villela. I am a national surrogate, and I'm also one of the co-chairs for Bernie Sanders right here in Nevada. I couldn't be prouder than to be on this stage representing this candidacy. I have been traveling across the country, from New Hampshire down to South Carolina, out to California, and I can tell you the enthusiasm is amazing from state to state. But right now, all eyes are on Nevada. If we get out and vote, if young people get out and vote, we will win the Nevada Caucus. A little bit about me. I didn't get into politics until I heard about Bernie Sanders. In 2015, I lost my 22-year-old daughter, Shalyn, to our nation's barbaric health care system. Bernie had just announced his candidacy, and he said something I never heard another politician said. He said that no one should die from a lack of health insurance, and health care was a human right. And in fact, when I started researching health care, I ran across a video of Bernie Sanders in 1993, the year my daughter Shalyn was born, fighting for Shalyn. He was fighting for someone he didn't know. And that's what this campaign is about, fighting for someone we don't know. And on issue after issue, he has changed the terms of the debate. He has raised college for all, cancellation of student debt, a Green New Deal, and Medicare for all. In 2016, we won the conversation. Now it's 2020, and we're going to win the whole damn presidency. Remember, all eyes are on us, Nevada. We can do this, Nevada. If we vote, we will win. And it is my honor to introduce the next president of these United States, Senator Bernie Sanders. Hi, Bernie. Oh, here, Bernie.
Thank you. Thank you, UNLV. Let me thank Jackie and Mike Snow and Licky Lee, Mario Arias, Emily Museo. Give it up for Cori Bush and Amy Villela for their remarks. This is, as I think all of you know, the most consequential election in the modern history of America, maybe in American history. And what our campaign is about are two fundamental issues. Number one, we must and we will defeat the most dangerous president in the modern history of America. The American people, regardless of their political views, understand that for the sake of the future of this nation, we cannot continue to have in office a president who is a pathological liar, a president who is running a corrupt administration, a president who is undermining American democracy and does not understand the Constitution of the United States of America, that we cannot continue to have in office a president who is a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, and a religious bigot. And those are his good qualities. But our campaign is about more than defeating Trump. Our campaign is about creating an economy and a government that works for all of us, not just wealthy campaign contributors. The working families of this country are sick and tired of the grotesque level of income and wealth inequality that exists. They're working longer hours, they're working 2 or 3 jobs, and almost all new income and wealth goes to the top 1%. The working people of this country are tired of a corrupt political system in which billionaires think they can buy elections. So today we say to all of those billionaires who think they can buy elections, We are a democracy, not an oligarchy. You're not going to buy this election. And the reason that we are going to win here in Nevada with your help, the reason that we're going to win the Democratic nomination with your help, the reason that we're going to defeat Trump is because we have an agenda that speaks to the needs of working families, not the billionaire class. And our agenda is not complicated. It says that if you work 40 hours a week, you should not live in poverty. We're going to raise the federal minimum wage $15 an hour. It says to women that we're going to end the absurdity of women making 80 cents on the dollar compared to men, equal pay for equal work. It says to the millions of workers who want to join unions to get better wages and working conditions, we are going to make it easier for you to join unions, double union membership in 4 years. It says to the young people of this country, you should not have to go deeply into debt in order to get a higher education. We got to redefine what public education means in the year 2020. And what it means to me is that we make public colleges and universities tuition free. And it means that we cancel all student debt through a modest tax on Wall Street speculation. And when we talk about an agenda that works for working families, it means that we are going to end the international embarrassment of being the only major country on earth that does not guarantee health care to all people as a human right. Now, if Canada could do it, and the UK could do it, and France and Germany and Holland and Sweden and Denmark and Norway, if they can guarantee health care to all people is a human right, don't tell me we can't do that in the United States. The function of a rational and humane health care system is to provide quality care to all, not to make billions in profits for the insurance companies and the drug companies. The American people are sick and tired of paying by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. We are paying, in some cases, 10 times more for the same exact medicine as is sold in Canada or in other countries. So we got news for the drug companies. We're going to end their corruption, their price fixing, and their greed. In America, we are no longer going to pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Now, Donald Trump is wrong on almost everything, but he is dangerously wrong on the issue of climate change. So today we tell the president, Mr. President, climate change is not a hoax. Climate change is an existential threat to this country and the planet. And unlike Donald Trump, our administration, now you're ready for a very radical idea here. All right. Our administration believes in science, not right-wing extremism. And as all of you know, sad to say the president does not, but you do know, that the scientists are telling us that the crisis of climate change is even worse than they had previously thought. And what they're telling us is we are going to have to act in an incredibly bold and aggressive way to transform our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy as quickly as we possibly can. And that is why we have introduced the most sweeping climate change proposal ever introduced by a candidate for federal office, based on the principles of the Green New Deal. And what that means is we can create up to 20 million good-paying union jobs as we move away from fossil fuel to sustainable energies and energy efficiency. And here in Nevada, you got a very precious natural resource. It's shining on us right now. This state should be a leader in the country in terms of solar energy. And when we talk about an agenda that works for working families, we are going to completely reform a broken and racist criminal justice system. I don't want to live in a country in which we have more people in jail, disproportionately African American, Latino, and Native American, more people in jail than any other country on earth. We are going to invest in our young people, in jobs, in education, not more jails, not more incarceration. We are going to end private prisons and detention centers. And we are going to end the destructive war on drugs. On my first day in office, as an executive order, we can legalize marijuana in every state in this country. We will move aggressively to expunge the records of those arrested for marijuana. And when we talk about broken systems, we're also going to end a broken immigration system. As the son of an immigrant, my dad came to this country at the age of 17 without a nickel in his pocket, very limited education, could not speak a word of English. I am sick and tired of Trump and his friends demonizing the undocumented. We're going to end that. On our first day in order, we're going to rescind all of Trump's racist immigration executive orders. On our first day in office, we're going to sign an executive order reestablishing the legal status for 1.8 million young people and their parents eligible for DACA. We are going to end the current border policy. Under our administration, federal agents will not be snatching babies from the arms of their mothers. And under our administration, we will do what the American people want us to do, pass comprehensive immigration reform and a path towards citizenship for the 11 million undocumented. Now, I know that Nevada, and not only Nevada, but Nevada has seen some horrible, horrible gun violence and mass killings. I know that. And here is my promise to you. Our gun policy, our gun safety policy, will be determined by the American people, not the NRA. And that means we will have universal background checks. People with violent past should not be owning guns. We're going to end the gun show loophole. We're going to end the straw man provision ends. We're going to do what the American people want us to do right now, is to end the sale and distribution of assault weapons in this country. So, here we are at a pivotal moment in American history. Here we are in Nevada, where there will be a caucus on Saturday at noon, where there is early voting, which will end today. So my plea to all of you, and I'm happy to take a little walk with you over to the polling place. And that is, let us have, in this Nevada caucus, let us have the largest turnout that the Nevada caucus has ever seen. All right. Now, our young generation, let me say this to the young people here. You are the most progressive young generation in the history of this country. Your generation is more anti-racist, anti-sexist, anti-homophobia, anti-religious bigotry, anti-xenophobia than any generation in American history. And you should be proud of that. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. The bad news is, although we're seeing good changes in this, the bad news is that young people still do not vote in the kinds of numbers they should be voting. If young people under 29, for example, voted at the same rate as people 65 or older, we would transform this country. So my plea to you is that, we won the Iowa caucus, won the popular vote there. We won the New Hampshire primary. And if there is a large voter turnout here in Nevada, I believe we're going to win the caucus here. And if we win the caucus here, we're going to do really well in South Carolina, California, and on Super Tuesday. And if we do well on Super Tuesday, we're going to win the Democratic nomination. And if we win the Democratic nomination, we will defeat Donald Trump. So let us do everything that we can. I hope that some of you will be able to vote this afternoon. If not this afternoon, come to a caucus on Saturday. But let us have a huge voter turnout. Let's win here in Nevada. Thank you all very much.